All right. Good morning, Doug. Let's talk about this BRICS currency that's out there. Lots of hype about it. It's been for years really talked about it, but really escalating over the last 6 months. And everybody feels like it's almost imminent at this point. Is it real? What does it mean? What do you think?
I've come to the conclusion that it's going to be a failure. It's not going to work because the nice thing about the BRIC in theory is that it's supposed to be gold backed. But if something is gold backed, redeemable in gold, a basic question is, okay, that's great, but who keeps the gold? Where's that gold going to be stored? And can you trust the person that's storing the gold? And none of these people trust each other. That's the thing. So, no, it's going to fall apart because they'll eat each other as soon as one of them gets hungry and is bigger than the others. And so it's not going to work. And I don't think it's going to work. Sounds to me like it's going to be like the SDR. Almost certainly will be because, none of these governments trust each other. You're involving all kinds of countries from all over the world here.
Yeah.
And this is being issued by a bunch of criminals, essentially. It's crazy. This is a fantasy because if it's really gold backed, it's going to give the average guy a way to insulate himself from inflation. It's going to be a fantasy currency if these governments were willing to give that much power to the people, to use a Marxist phrase, but there's only 6 or 7 billion ounces of gold in existence, less than 1 ounce for every person on the planet. I think the price of gold is going to have to go way up if we're going to use gold as day-to-day money, which we should. But we're not going to use it for day-to-day money because it gives way too much power to the average people. It means that fractional reserve banking would blow up and disappear. It's not going to happen.
That would create a global depression that would be massive, wouldn't it? Even if just that stopped, it would.
Totally. Collapse of the stock market, collapse of real estate prices, collapse of the credit markets. Everything would have to be sorted out again, which would be a good thing. The BRIC is not going to work.
Would you say that one of the reasons, why the BRICS thing won't work is because it really requires all these governments to switch their economic systems from a credit and debt-based system to something that's just more honest? If they're actually legitimately gold-backed, they got to have the gold and can only trade based upon, some reserve of that gold. What do you think? I saw that Bobby Kennedy yesterday or the day before suggested that, the U.S. currency be backed up by hard things. And he talked about gold and platinum and even Bitcoin being part of that. But the fact that I think it's interesting, this has even entered the conversation. It's on the back of the BRICS thing, talking about the currency needing to be gold backed.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And, it gives me the impression, I know he's a politician and they're congenital, pathological, and enthusiastic liars as a class. But Kennedy really does seem more honest than the rest of them, more sincere, more thoughtful, better read, more intelligent. And the fact that he's saying things like this, that he wants to integrate gold, Bitcoin, platinum, whatever it is, doesn't matter, into the U.S. monetary system gradually, he may not be a bad choice. Bobby will come over to the Republican Party and be Trump's vice president candidate.
Bobby's got the dissident vote. The people who don't like the vax mandates, who don't trust authority, who don't like war, the anti-state people basically are all, they all support him. Okay. So just to wrap it up on the BRICS currency, it's coming, but you think it'll be a failure akin to basically what the SDR is.
That's how I'll place my bets at the moment. And sure. I will continue accumulating gold coins and silver coins.
Take that, rewind it back. Ludacris got the flow to make your booty go. Take that, rewind it back. Ludacris got the flow to make your booty go. Take that, rewind it back. Ludacris got the flow to make your booty go. Take that, rewind it back. Lil Jon got the beat to make your booty go.
She know how it feels. I saw shorty, she was checking up on me. From the game she was spitting in my ear, like that she know me. Decided she